My name is Ava, and I'm 22 years old. You might be wondering how a girl my age ends up living with her uncle, especially given what I'm about to tell you. Honestly, I never imagined this would happen either. I'm studying graphic design, and most of my time is spent drawing, designing, and doing freelance work. Life has been a challenge ever since my parents divorced when I was younger. I moved around a lot trying to find stability. Eventually, I ended up staying with my uncle Nathan. It wasn't part of the plan. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so I can continue bringing you more fascinating true stories like this one. And don't forget to watch this video till the end and like the video, because this story is going to be incredibly interesting. Please hit the like button to show your support. It all started when my mom had to go away for work, and I needed somewhere to stay while finishing college. Nathan, my uncle, was the only family member who could help. He's been married to his wife Victoria for a few years now. They live in a beautiful house in the countryside, far from the city. I thought it would just be another temporary move to a quiet place, but things didn't turn out how I expected. A few months later, I had adjusted to the house, the routine, and the peacefulness, or so I thought. But today, something happened, something I need to share. It started when I walked into Nathan's room while he was asleep, but before I explain, don't forget open. I froze for a second, unsure whether to leave him to rest or go inside, but something pulled me toward him, quietly. I opened the door, trying not to disturb him. He was lying on his back, one arm behind his head, looking peaceful as he slept. The light from the window cast soft shadows over his face, making him look almost untouchable. I stood there for a moment, my heart racing. I could feel my face flush my pulse, quicken. I'd never felt this way before. Maybe I just wanted to look at him, or maybe it was something more I didn't know. My thoughts were interrupted when I accidentally knocked over a vase near his bed. The sound made Nathan stir. His eyes opened, and for a brief moment we locked gaze. There was confusion in his eyes, but something else too. Something I couldn't quite name. He blinked a few times, trying to focus on me, then let out a groggy laugh. "Ava, what are you doing here?" he asked, his voice thick with sleep. My heart was racing as I struggled to find the right words. I didn't want to look like I was snooping, but I didn't know how to explain myself. My mouth went dry. "I didn't mean to wake you," I stammered, feeling embarrassed. Nathan sat up, slowly rubbing his eyes. He smiled at me, the same kind, patient smile he always gave. But today there was something different in his eyes, something that made my heart race. He studied me for a moment before speaking again. "It's okay," he said gently. "You know, you can always talk to me, Ava. I'm here for you." I nodded, but my mind was spinning. I didn't know how to deal with this strange feeling. The room felt heavy, and I could feel my breath coming faster. I just wanted to talk. I whispered. Nathan's smile faded just a little, and I thought I saw a brief hesitation in his eyes before to tell where his lips ended and mine began. The rest of the world disappeared. It was just the two of us caught in this undeniable connection. My mind raced with confusion, guilt, but also with a strange sense of rightness. What were we doing? Why did it feel so necessary? There were no words to explain it, no logic behind it. He pulled away for just a moment, his forehead resting against mine. Our breathing was heavy, each breath shaky and slow. I could feel his pulse again against my skin, matching the rapid beat of my own heart. "Ava," his voice was soft, strained with something deeper we shouldn't, but I wasn't sure. I agreed. Something inside me refused to acknowledge any reason to stop. Slowly, I reached for his hand, intertwining my fingers with his. He didn't pull away. His fingers curled around mine, holding on to me just as tightly as I was holding on to him. Our eyes met, and for a long moment we didn't speak. The weight of everything hung between us. My hand instinctively moved to the back of his neck, pulling him closer. I kissed him again this time. There was no hesitation, no fear, just the overwhelming need to stay close to him, to feel his presence. Nathan's hand slid down my back, drawing me closer. The contact of our bodies made everything feel incredibly intense. I didn't know where this was heading, but I didn't care. I wanted to stay in this moment where only the two of us existed. My heart pounded in my chest as his lips moved to my neck, pressing soft kisses against my skin. I could feel his breath against my ear, sending a shiver down my spine. Back now. There was only the pull between us, drawing us closer in a way neither of us had expected. Time seemed to stand still as we lost ourselves in each other in the quiet rhythm of our kisses, the warmth of our touches, and for the first time, everything felt right. In the stillness of the room, we were no longer just uncle and niece. We were two people, bound by something deeper, something more intense than anything I had ever known. The air between Nathan and me hung thick with tension, neither of us moving, neither of us speaking. The silence was suddenly shattered by the sound of the front door opening downstairs. We froze. My heart raced and I quickly pulled away from Nathan, panic flooding my chest. What had we just done? What was happening between us? The guilt washed over me, but it was mingled with something else. Desire I couldn't ignore. I felt trapped between the moment we had just shared and the reality that we were entangled in something we couldn't easily undo. Nathan didn't move right away. His eyes were locked on mine, but his expression was unreadable. I could feel the heat between us, the lingering closeness that hadn't yet dissipated Ava. He whispered, his voice strained, before he could say anything more. The sound of footsteps echoed up the stairs. Nathan heard a voice I immediately recognized. My heart sank. It was Victoria. I quickly jumped off the bed, my breath quick and shallow. I didn't know what to do. My mind raced in every direction, but I couldn't think of a way out of it. What more was there? The silence lingered even after left. Her words hung in the air, leaving a mark on both of us. Despite all the confusion, her calm understanding, an offer of guidance, gave me something unexpected: hope. Victoria wasn't angry she didn't cast us aside. Instead, she gave us a chance that felt fragile and uncertain. But still there, I glanced at Nathan. His face was a mixture of guilt and confusion, and something else I couldn't quite identify. He was avoiding my gaze, his hands nervously rubbing together. I knew he felt the weight of what had happened, the way our worlds had collided unexpectedly. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that none of this was anyone's plan. Things had unfolded beyond our control. What I knew for sure was that we couldn't IGN ignore it. We couldn't pretend like nothing had happened. Victoria was right about that. The feelings and confusion, everything had to be addressed, and it had to be faced. Nathan, I whispered, my voice trembling slightly. What do we do now? Nathan looked at me, his eyes full of a mix of emotions. I don't know, Ava. I don't again, and for the first time, I felt that no matter what happened next, we would face it with honesty. There was no perfect solution, no simple way to fix things, but there was hope for understanding and healing, and maybe even for something more. As I sat back, my thoughts racing with all the possibilities, I couldn't help but think of Victoria and what she had said. Her calmness and her offer of understanding had opened up a door I didn't even know existed. She hadn't rejected us. She hadn't condemned us. Instead, she had given us room to breathe, room to process what had happened, but what would happen next? How would things unfold if we admitted the depth of what we still felt? Could we move forward, or would the weight of it all be too much? But those were questions for another time. Right now, it was just Nathan and me sitting together in the silence of our shared uncertainty. We both knew nothing would ever be the same again. The only thing we could do is take the next step, whatever that might be, and somehow together we would figure it out.